Ain't no more cigarettes. I gotta go to the store and get them.
Oh, okay. Barrel's still there? Yeah. Alright.
OUFU. Sco buffs.
Come on and hit that like button on y'all way in, man. The crazy shit is all y'all that watch the show don't none of y'all hit the like button for a nigga at all. Tell a friend to tell a friend that it's him again.
Bo had to get benched last night, out there trying to fuck on one of the Ole Miss cheerleaders SMH. USC Trojans horses.
One thing about my boy Matt, he know the assignment and shit. Our sergeant of arms understand the assignment for real. Matt, you gotta hand out them when we post them punishments in the chat, you gotta make sure you DM them niggas and make sure they know what's going on, Sergeant of Arms. Appreciate you. Today's episode is gonna be about, it's exactly what the title says, step for step, right? We're gonna talk about the entire league, yo. It's something special going on in the air with this season, 2028, season 4. I mean, since opening day, opening kickoff to the college football season, it's been nothing but high quality football play, drama, and suspense.
Matt, shoot me a list of who needs to do what.
And in my opinion, I think we're in for an epic season this year, right? The top of the tops are doing the top of the top things, and there's some guys hovering around that are finding themselves right now, right? There's not a soul in this league outside of Circle Bop that should complain about their roster. But he got too much pride, so it is what it is. Everybody else understands the assignment. They know how to build. They understand how to apply their points to players and turn their teams into what it looks like. We're focused this year. And again, it's been great football being played from all over the country. All 4 Power 4 conferences has been having some very high quality football games being played. The talent around the league.
7-12 Rob ain't fall far, gotta get back to it.
And then when it comes down to players, right? The players amongst the league right now are big time right now. We got some guys that are turning into superstars. And they're all over the country. The one thing about recruiting, especially in homecoming league, everybody that actually do it has it figured out. So the recruiting is spread out tremendously. Guys are going everywhere in the country. And that's what NIL and the transfer portal do for you. Guys are all over the country, and it's making football better, right? It ain't the same 2-3 schools getting everybody, and then everybody else got to get their sloppy seconds. Like, talent is all over the country. And I think because of that is why you're seeing really good football. Like, you can go to Tennessee and find the best receiver in college football. You can go about through the entire Power Four conferences and find quarterbacks starting for the first time and are playing like they've been playing for 4 years. The running back room, the offensive line, defensive line, DBs, linebackers. Like, you can go through every school and see identity all over. And because of that, I think that's why right now, any given Saturday is the mantra that sticks. Any given Saturday, somebody can win or lose, and that's real right now in our league. And it's that way because of all the things I was saying. And then you have the best commissioner in the world who takes his time and go through your teams without y'all even knowing and giving y'all real life recruits all throughout y'all rosters. Some of y'all don't even know who the fuck your player is. Some of y'all got niggas that's dogs right now and y'all don't even know they real life high school guys. We will start today's episode off with the 5-star flex. Now let's talk about the 32 5-stars that are in the building. We're in week 6 right now, and guys are already verbally committing right as we speak right now. The number 1 player in the country is Robbie Folk. Number 1 nationally, number 1 in the state of Trenton, New Jersey. I'm tired of Ohio State. They in my hometown. Not Trenton, but they in my state. Get out of my state, dog. And the number 1 player at his position as well. 6'6", 304-pound, agile right tackle, Robbie Folk. Ohio State can recruit the map, and they do a good job of doing that. But right now, it looks like it's a 3-man battle between Ohio State, Syracuse, my cousin over there, Coach Fran Brown, and Virginia Tech, the Hokies. Robbie Folk out of Trenton, New Jersey, man, he's the best player in the country, in a basketball state, where they think we don't have football players out here. But the number 1 player is from the state of New Jersey right now. This kid is a monster. He's been a starter for 4 straight years. And he's having a hell of a senior year right now. He also doubles up and plays D tackle for his team when they need him to play. And they are favored to go to the national championship in New Jersey versus Camden. They think Camden High School will be the team that'll beat them in the championship. And we're going to see, because that's a matchup that we need to see. All right, watching this guy's film, he's a monster.
Trenton.
I think
He
he'll be.
definitely from the hoodlum.
He's from the Hindu. I don't think he white. I think his parents is mixed like a motherfucker. But again, I think this kid is going to end up being a left tackle. They got him playing at right tackle because they just don't need to move him because they got the best offensive line in the country. Well, in the state of New Jersey. And because of that, they got 4 power forward guys on that offensive line, and they got a freshman that's going to end up being a 5-star at center. Now the problem is, are they going to stay there, or will IMG come and get those guys? But they got a left tackle on that football team that's really good as well. But they run everything through this kid. Like, he's the leader of the football team, and I think that's what Ohio State's looking for. They're looking for that next guy that can go first round, that'll be a top 10 pick. That'll come in as a freshman and play right away and be the guy for him. And one of the things that stand out about him is his leadership trait, right? This kid commands the room. Like, he completely commands the room. And he locked his 3 down, and he's at Ohio State, Syracuse, and Virginia Tech. And he's going to make his commitment and within a month. he's going to make his verbal commitment to who he wants to go play for. The number 2 player in the country in the 2028 class is Gerard Lipton, 6'3", 245-pound power rusher. They played with in Virginia. Lorton, Virginia is his hometown. He just came off a 5-sack performance. I mean, he was in the backfield the whole game. They won a really, really big time rival game, close, 28-26. And he was the deciding factor of the ball game. Having him 6 sacks in one game, he broke the school record with that. But the thing about this kid is he absolutely gets to the quarterback, and he actually plays really good run defense as well. But he's so athletic. They move him to linebacker, like he stand him up. He can really play all over the defensive line. And he also could be a linebacker if he chooses that, right? I think the reason why he's heavy on North Carolina is because they actually want him to play linebacker. Now the question is he a Will or a Sam? Obviously, power rusher, defensive end, Will or Sam. But the way North Carolina's defensive coordinator have been talking, that they look at him to might be able to play Mike for them. They're going to move him all. He's going to be a Swiss Army knife. They'll move him all over the field. Probably the only defensive lineman in the country with 4 interceptions in his senior season. So they move him around. He's very explosive, very athletic, and he got a really good kickoff, right? Like, and not only is that, he's great rushing the passer, but he stops the run to get to the passer, right? He earns the right to rush the passer. And the other thing about him is he got a tool bag full of moves. This is not a guy that, use one move or power just to beat his player in front of him. He has a whole bunch of moves in his arsenal. And one of the best things he do is the spin move. He rip and spin really well, to the point where he's been getting comped from a player that played defensive end for the Indianapolis Colts. And here's my +2 for you. If you could tell me who was the best defensive end at spinning off of a block to get to the quarterback and get sacks, he played for the Indianapolis Colts. That's my giveaway. You give me that answer, you'll get a +2. That's who Jared Lipton is comped to play to be like. How many of y'all gotta look it up? How many of y'all gotta look it up? How many of y'all gotta look it up? How many of y'all gotta look it up?
Freeney.
Good job, Maximus. Dwight Freeney is the player comp
Freeney.
for Gerard Lipton.
What was the question? I was away from the phone.
We talk about Jared Lipton coming off the edge. His player comp was a defensive end that played for the Colts, who had the best spin move off of a block to get to a sack. And the answer was Oklahoma's Dwight Freeney put it in
No
right
Google
away.
needed. My second favorite team. When you said Colts, it was a dead giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
Plus
Now-
undersized at 245.
Yep. Now, you're looking at Jared Lipton, and we know, my thing is, like, North Carolina talked about it. They cool with his size because they don't see him sitting at defense end. I think they're going to move him around. I think that's why he attracted them. But this is going to be a 3-way battle, and this is not going to be an easy fight for North Carolina. Right now, it seems like they do lead the plat, but I will not give them a crystal ball yet. Ohio State is right there, and so is Oregon, with Florida State and Alabama all being his top 5 right now. But he's ready to draw the line and get into his top 3. With between North Carolina, Ohio State, and Oregon, I gotta follow the visits. When it come down to this kid, just follow the visit. The visits is gonna tell you who's gonna land this kid, right? Whoever wine and dine him the most. I don't think it's gonna be an NIL battle here. I think he wants to go to a program that's gonna win, that will use him in multiple ways, and he wants to get on the field early. So in my opinion, I think that whoever can give him that is going to be the reason why he goes there. And playing time is something that I do think North Carolina can offer. Although they got a young freshman, redshirt freshman playing for them this year, I do think that he could come in and play in that two-man rotation for sure. Ohio State, I do think they have upperclassmen too, and that's the attraction because he knows there's the path right away because they got some upperclassmen on that D line. Even though they got a young
Dwight went to Syracuse.
nucleus, yep, yes, he did go to Syracuse. And because of that, you'll get the +2. He definitely went to Syracuse. The White was there when I was motherfucking. He just left actually when I. No. He was he there when me and Sturtevant went there on our visit? Was he there? Nah, he was. Was he there? I know McNabb. I know the year my junior year we watched McNabb and Ron Dane play in the kickoff classic, and then I went on a visit in '98. All right, number 2, Jared Lipton. Again, follow the visits. The visits going to tell you who's going to get him. Florida State trending up right now as well in this battle right now, though. But with the dotted lines there, it look like, if Alabama and Florida State don't make a push, they're going to get locked out of this fight, and it's going to be a 3-man battle between North Carolina, Ohio State, and Oregon. In this battle. We're going to the number 3 player. He's out of Long Beach, California, and USC looks like they ready to battle it out with Arizona State, Oregon, right? All West Coast squads. They battle on the West Coast big time. And I think USC winning this battle right here will make a statement because Arizona State has been moving as if they're from California. They go crazy in California on the West Coast. They get their players from there big time, and you don't find guys this size in California like that. Right, Matthew Rustin, 6'6", 325 pounds, as a left tackle. He's a legit pass protector. He's a finesse guy, right? He's gonna beat you with technique for sure. One thing they question is how mentally tough and strong is he, right? He missed a lot of time his senior year due to injury and a little nagging injuries, right? So they, if I'm going to question anything about this kid, it'll be exactly that. Or you could probably put him as the number 1 offensive lineman in this class. But
ASU Eden Kali too now, but we own Kali.
This should be a statement win because right now I don't believe that statement. I think Arizona State owns Cali right now. They tearing California up. But I do think they can't ignore you. You've been there. If there's another team behind it, I would think it's you. And you might tell me more and say you are winning the California battles. But to me, it looked like Arizona State has been dominating California. And this battle right here could be a flipper right here, right? If you can keep Matthew Rustin home, this would be a flipper right here. And this kid is culture, right? And Long Beach, he culture. So he's the type of player that USC really would like to bring in right now. But this battle is an Arizona State, USC, and Oregon battle. He's in his top 3. He about ready to commit. It looks like Arizona must have had to visit because he got the influence bar right now. But at the same time, USC is close to getting this guy to give them their verbal commit. I like this battle.
We lost to Texas A&M man face palming, medium skin tone man face palming, medium skin tone man face palming, medium skin tone. Couldn't stop shit.
Should be like that, bro. I feel you. All right, so can they keep the California kid in California, or will he go to Oregon or Arizona? Number 4, you got Colt Britton, an edge rusher from out of Chicago, Illinois. All right, now this battle is Arizona State, Alabama, and USC. Let's talk about Arizona State for a second right now, because I think at this point right now, you gotta say they are stumping with the big dogs when it comes down to recruiting. I think Arizona State is putting their blueprint, they putting their flag in every part of the country in a sense, right? Like they're doing a really good job. That program has been programming. They are a winning program. They have a national title over the last 3 years. And not just that, they're doing a really good job recruiting right now. Now you just see them. They in California and now they come all the way back on the east and they go to Chicago. Illinois is looking for their edge rusher. And they've been doing a good job. They've been winning at that position. They've been getting really good edge rushers, coming in with really good traits. They got guys that are playing young. And I don't think this kid is ignoring them because they do got young guys at their defensive end in their defensive end room. They go too deep in their defensive end room from left and right, and they all young. And this kid still is looking to go play for Coach Bully. But you can't ignore Alabama at all. And again, USC is in this fight. USC had a hell of a season last year. They followed it up, following their season up with a start off to a really good season this year as well. And in my opinion, that's why they're in these battles
Notre
right
Dame
now.
should be eating in Chicago. Cold Britain a bust.
I can see that. I can flat out see that. I can see that guy being a red. What's wrong? No, I gotta go get something. There's none left. That's what you want, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go when I get off the show. I'll take you with me. You can go to the store with me. All right. All right. All right. So it looked like Notre Dame. And Notre Dame saying that
That's
shit.
why I didn't recruit him.
I was great to say the reason why Notre Dame ain't recruiting him, so he'll bust. But guess what? When you're at Arizona State or USC, you can deal with a bust. Maybe that's why the red gym is on Alabama right now. He might have saw that bust as well. But guys are 5-star chasers, so they don't give a fuck. They gonna bring that 5-star in. My thing is this: if you're a program that already got your coach to
What
elite
niggas don't
recruiting,
know red gems don't mean the same as it did last disc.
it really don't mean the same as last year. But shut up, Matt. Shut the fuck up. But with that being said, if you're a guy that already got elite recruiter and shit, you don't have to chase those red gems. You don't really have to. But I would not ignore a 5-star red gem at all. Especially me being Colorado, like I would definitely not be able to ignore it. A red gem 4-star or 5-star. But some programs can, man. And you see these guys aren't ignoring it. Arizona State, Alabama, and USC is not ignoring that right now. So this kid is in his top 5 right now. He's interested in LSU, but LSU don't have a scholarship on him at all. They're not interested in him. So right now it looks like the battle is between the 3 top, Arizona, Alabama, and USC.
The way responded made me spit out my drink, lol.
Man, and look, sometimes these guys be red gem because they just not having a great senior season right now, right? Like, and it could be due to anything. You don't know what the real reason is right now. Like me personally, the report I got back was he wasn't getting it done in the classroom, and his coach don't play that shit out there. All right, number 1 quarterback in this class right now, Tate Teamer. We know he'll get a real life name. Backfield creator, 6'1", 208 pounds. Tennessee has landed the top quarterback in the 2026 class, the 2027 class. Can they do it again? Can they follow it up and get another top quarterback in the 2028 class? Now, they lost their 2027 quarterback, Kavion Bryant, went to Ohio State, and I promise you, if I get a 5-star quarterback before that kid's a junior, I'm changing his name. But you got a quarterback
That's true, but it's hella green gems. That's 4 stars with the same attributes.
Yes, sir. But you got Tate Teamer right now. His player comp will get turned to who's the number 1 quarterback in the 2027 class is probably who I'll make him to be. There go my ego. So he could. I'll end up making him Elijah Haven. Elijah Haven is what Tate Teamer will end up being. But again, let me get back to the conversation. Look, man, Alabama fighting for this kid. Notre Dame in this battle too. Notre Dame is in a battle for a couple of quarterbacks. Look like they really in the mix to try to land them a quarterback in this 28 class. They got a couple 4 stars they interested in because I know because we're battling them out for them right now. But we're looking at Tennessee right now, and their track record has been really good at quarterback. Right, they've been grabbing the top
HMM, I
quarterbacks over the
wonder
last
why.
couple of classes, and I think Tennessee can win this battle. He's going to have to pull out all the stops though, because Alabama on his
Don't
neck.
Indy
No
got a
diddy.
freshman RN cool in it.
Especially with the 2027 #1 quarterback going to the portal and taking his talents to Ohio
Yeah,
State.
we do.
I think Tennessee can win this battle. And if I'm Tennessee, I'm pulling out all the stops for this kid. I will not allow Alabama to steal this kid. It looks like Tennessee can lock it down at advance on some real shit if they got the visit and they doing the right shit. Can lock this visit down, lock this player down, and it's good because their quarterback. You got Faison Brandon, who's having a solid season, although they had a hiccup against Arizona State. But he still lit the sky up, and he still got the ball to his top receiver. And when you get the top quarterback, the guys, the athletes want to come play for him, right? The receivers are going to come along with it. And I just think that it will do the same thing here. I think if Boone gets him, he will get a top receiver as well. But Tate Teamer, backfield creator, this kid, he's I'm not going to say complete dual threat. Like this kid is a guy that really just makes shit happen, right? Like he can play on script, off script. He has a solid ass arm. He's the best thrower in this class. 7-on-7 circuit, he tore it up. Took his team to the 7-on-7 championship. And I just think that out of Richmond Hill, Georgia, I just think he plays that type of football where he's doing good. And he transferred into Buford for his senior year. And I think that's going to make him even rise even more. Before it's all said and done, he might can move himself up from 5 to 1. I think he's in that ballpark where he's that good of a player. 2-time state champion. And can he do it with 2 teams, right? Because he did it with his team in Richmond. Now he at Buford. Can he take Buford to the state title and win it?
Bomber really on everything smoking FR.
He stay on everything smoking. Just like Nate Potts, #1 bump and run specialist in the country. 6'2", 168 out of Oswego, Illinois. Alabama, Notre Dame, and Clemson is battling it out here with Florida State and LSU in the mix. But this battle is super close right now, right? It is super close. So it's too early to say right now. I don't think he has a favorite yet. I think those 3 schools are who he's interested in. And it's going to come down to the visit as well. And it's also going to come down to NIL in this situation, right? Who can offer the right credentials for this kid, right? But he's not looking for booster money. He's looking for NIL deal. He want a brand deal, right? And what team can give him that, right? Do he want to go down south and play SEC football, ACC football, or everywhere football at Notre Dame, right? South Bend. He's from the area, so the pipeline should be better for Notre Dame than anybody else. But Alabama can go anywhere in the country as well as Clemson. So this is going to be a big time battle, and I think it's going to come down to the stretch and who gets that visit at the right time. All right, the number 3 right tackle in the country, the number 7 nationally ranked player in the country is Alex Auclair. And he got a list of shit going on right now. Everybody that's on this list got a visit. Right now, Oklahoma jumped Alabama. They are leading for this 5-star, but the race is not over at all whatsoever. Can he make it to the visits though, right? Because there's a lot of late visits on him. We talking about, I think, his earliest visit coming up is at week 8, I think. Can he make it to that, right? I think this kid fuck around sign before he even get to that his next visit, week 8 visit. I can actually show y'all who. All right, so Bama got the week 9. Oklahoma got week 9. Bama got the week 10. LSU got the week 11. Arizona State got the week 7. If you make it to that Arizona State visit, they gonna make a wave there, and then Colorado got the week 8 visit there. So we'll see how that go. All right, Oklahoma went into Arizona, Chandler, Arizona, and they took Jason Hendricks, the dual threat, 6'5", 187-pound quarterback. He verbally committed just last week to Arizona, to Oklahoma, and he wasn't scared of that room. They got a redshirt freshman playing, and they got two redshirt freshmen on the roster right now, and he wasn't scared of that room at all. He wanted to go to a national championship contending team, and that's what happened when you start winning chips like that. Players is going to come. They don't give a fuck who there. They want to come there because they know the NFL is going to call, and they know all eyes is going to be on that program. So, and man, and listen to this though. Like, he got to sit and watch, which probably would have made me be like, you know what, this quarterback going to be the starting quarterback for the next 2 years. I'm out of there.
6'5", 190
I don't know about
face.
that, right? Like, he got to watch the Alabama Oklahoma game that went down to the last seconds, a thriller, where Oklahoma pulled that win out. And in my opinion, I think that flipped him. That did the thing right there. That made him say, you know what, let's get it. I like this program. Like, you can't come out of you can't go on your visit, and the last thing is in your mind is a comeback win from Oklahoma in a big game like that in the SEC.
He
Crowd rocking.
loudly crying face,
The intensity is up. Everybody must be motherfucking going crazy. The fans is going crazy. The stands is off the hook. Motherfucking the student section wilding. There's no way you don't love that visit. All right, next up is the number one receiver in the class, Darren Mosley. Colorado got the number one receiver in 2027. And 2028, Darren Mosley locked Colorado out. So it's almost like they probably going to jump out of this visit. Colorado came off of he had a hell of a passing game while he was on visit, but it wasn't enough to unlock him. So it looks like this is a battle between Florida, Missouri, and Auburn right now. But 6'5", 198, contested specialist. And you know the wave is the big boys now, right? The big receivers is the wave because of guys like Joel Wyatt, Marquise Daniels, guys like that, right? Zeke over there in Oklahoma, like them big. You got Sincere Brown in Colorado. Those guys at 6'5" and above right now, that receiver are the it guys right now. So in my opinion, I think that's the reason why he's ranked so high right now, and he's a really good go get it 50-50 guy, and he got really solid speed to be able to make shit happen. Number 10, you're looking at Taj Conklin. Pure power, 6'5", 244 pounds out of Jefferson, Texas. And it looks like Alabama already closed the deal here. Oklahoma on his neck, and Notre Dame is in his top 3. But it looks like Alabama about to bring in a 5-star here. At 11, they did go get Earl Kernan. They don't have no problem bringing the white boy corners in, bump and run, 6 foot 182 out of Brunswick, Georgia. He just gave a verbal commit to Alabama. This is a big win by them. Alabama get those guys, bro. They get them in. They don't just tear the portal up. They get the high school guys.
Arizona State Trident emblem.
And they get the motherfucking portal guys, and they make it work, man. They just came off a big-time game, man. And I think losing that game by a point doesn't kill them in nothing, right? It was a hell of a ball game. Tim Sessions, center safety, Bama, Texas, and Colorado is in a really big battle right now for this player. But right now, Alabama has the jump up on him. He's from Plano, Texas. Will he stay home, though? That's the question. Will he go to Texas? Can he go to Texas or he go to Alabama? As you can see, he's all over the map, right? 2 Texas teams, Alabama, LSU, and Colorado are all in the mix right now. So this is a big-time battle here for Tim Sessions, the number 12 player in the country, 3 in the state of Texas, and number 1 box specialist. At 13, you're looking at corner Rodney Latu. And Rodney Latu, Texas. Alabama and Texas A&M is in this battle. Ohio State is there as well, but I think this battle can be won by Texas if they just close the deal. True blood. There's a lot of white boy corners running around right now in Alabama on all of them. But Florida, Alabama battling this out. Texas A&M is in the mix. They got the green hour up. So something important is happening on with that program right now. So I would still take a look at all 3. But right now, Alabama does have a sizable lead. All right, we're looking at athlete Thumper, 6 foot, 235 pounds. He played running back in high school, and he also is a linebacker. I think most teams are going to recruit him as a linebacker. And Clemson is ready to close this deal. Florida just fell off a little bit, and Georgia Tech is in the mix right now. Georgia, with their new coach over there, is in the mix of some of these recruits, which is big. I think that's why Georgia Tech was the location for him to be able to get in these type of battles, right? But I do think Clemson is really all they gotta do is sneeze the wrong way and they can lose them, or sneeze the right way and is a God bless you. They're gonna bring this boy in. 6 foot, 235 pound thumper, so you know he's gonna be a run stopper for sure. How about Arizona State beating out Colorado for Desmond Fickens, one of the fastest safeties in the country in this year's class? 6'2", 181, hybrid kid, could play corner or safety, could actually play all over the secondary. Arizona State won this battle. He didn't even get to the Colorado visit with Arizona State closing the deal week 5. They brought him in at week 5 and closed the deal on that week 5 visit, bringing in their first 5-star of the 2028 class. All right, Corey Duggar, cornerback, Alabama, Florida, Auburn, LSU, and Tulane has even had a conversation with this guy. But again, you're looking at Alabama, and you start to see Alabama on everything smoking, and they got an opportunity to win. A lot of these guys, they can have one of those classes like they had in year 1 with the high school rankings if they close these deals. All right, we're looking at the number 4 right tackle, Trent Cockrell. He's from Washington, Maryland, and Oklahoma, Alabama, Clemson are battling it out. For this guy, this battle is very close. Looked like North Carolina and Notre Dame got out of the battle. Where it's a 3-man race right now, and it looks like who's going to bring him home. It comes down to visits, right? Where he going to go? Does he want to go to Oklahoma, Alabama, or Clemson? I think they all are in this race for the 6'6", 322-pound monster at right tackle. How about Tremaine Sharon? Will linebacker, 6'2", 216, lurker. He's a defensive safety that slash linebacker, but he's a really good guy come up the edge. I'm not going to call him Isaiah Simmons, but I do think that safety size, right? Like, if this kid come to that program, if we go to North Carolina, let's just say that's where he goes, I think he'll be able to sit a year, put some weight on, and then be a really good edge rusher out there. Can they keep him home, though, right? I know they're from North Carolina, but can they keep him in the Carolinas, right? Georgia Tech is not playing, though. They in the mix right along with Florida. Alabama ain't jump out this race either. There's a reason why they still in it. So I would not sleep on Alabama, even though they're, damn near cut off right now. It's not over with yet. But can Falky bring in 2 top 10, top 20 5-stars this year? Alabama with the verbal commit from Mari and the Chukwu, and Net Chukwu. They got the verbal here, 6'2", 237 pounds. He's a good size at will. Thumper. Look, when you got those type of linebackers at Mike, who wouldn't, what linebacker, whether you're an outside or a middle linebacker, wouldn't want to go to Alabama because they got the track record of showing that their linebackers are NFL prone. All those guys are going to the league, and I think this is what this guy is going to have to go. Championship contender, A+ for Alabama. Well, that's my grade. But Alabama has this thing locked in. And I don't see him flipping. He will be an Alabama commit. It's another guy already verbally committed to Alabama. How about LaMarcus Ladd, Max? 5'9", 166, route artist. All right, he's the number 2 receiver in the country, number 21 at his position. Clemson, Auburn, LSU. Can Auburn make a late push? They're the home team. Can they make a late push in this battle and knock Clemson out of this race? I don't know yet right now, but it looked like Clemson, after having a strong transfer portal, and remember, they lost their top receivers to the NFL. So in my opinion, I do think receivers don't have a problem going there. They're re-up over there. All right, left edge, Louis Vincano, Oklahoma. Texas A&M and Texas. He's from Pasadena, Texas. I think Oklahoma closes the deal at Advance, in my opinion. I think he will be there as the edge setter, 6'3", 250, really good size. And they got a track record. They do a really good job with Trent Wilson and 88 and out the Jake. I think once he get to visit and he go roommate with those guys over the weekend is on and popping. It's gonna be up from there. Right tackle Connor Adams, well rounded, 6'4", 316. Look at Arizona State. They are in California and they dominate in California. Can USC push them right now? It's very, very close, this battle right here, but can Arizona State bring in a couple 5-stars this class? The first D tackle, 6'1", 295 power rusher from out of Germantown, Tennessee, Melvin Bullocks. Where is Tennessee at in this race? This is where I think Tennessee need to get better at. They need to get better on the defensive side of the ball as far as bringing in top blue chip players. But he's looking at Alabama, Texas A&M, and Oregon, and it's still a close race right here. So it looks like North Carolina jumped out of the race with Florida still in the mix, as Florida State still in the mix as well. I think this recruit is going to take a little while. They're going to go down right away. But right now, Alabama is leading that race just by a little bit. There's a lot of right tackles in this class. The number 6 right tackle and the number 25 overall, 6'4", 295-pound agile Joe Purvis. Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Ohio State. I think Notre Dame, right, Pickerton, Ohio, even though Ohio State is right there, I think Notre Dame can close this out within the next advance or two. That'll be a big-time win by them. They did a good job last year. They brought in 5 stars last year. Can they do it again? Cornerback Chuck Cochran, 5'11", 175 bump and run specialist. Oklahoma looks like they ready to close this thing down, and this is what you do. You don't let nobody out of your state. Simple as that. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma look like they about to close this deal within an advance. Zachary Coolidge, raw strength, 6'7", 292 pounds, out of Baltimore, Maryland. Look at Clemson. Look like Clemson is in a two-man battle with Oklahoma, I would think. But it looked like Clemson can sign this guy, get him a verbal commit and lock this thing in right now. Clemson back in the race for everything right now. And then there's Notre Dame with Jelani Kashima. Lurker at Mike linebacker, 6 foot 210. He's the number 2 linebacker in the class. Nationally ranked 28 in the state of Maryland. He's number 3 player in the state, and he got the verbal commit from this shit, Notre Dame. At 29, looking at Deion Smith, D tackle power rusher, 6'3", 299 out of Caddy, Texas. Texas A&M and Oklahoma battling this thing out. There's going to be a 2-man battle. We'll see how that thing closes itself out. Wide receiver James Stingley, 5'8", 166. There's not a top team in the race. What about, I don't know why Louisville ain't going after this kid. This is crazy. I can tell you this. If there's none of the big schools on it, he must be Turtles. Right tackle, Delane Reach, 6'7", 293, size, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He goes into Florida's backyard and brings it home, right? They got the verbal commit. 1 star, 1 tier too, right? And went out there and got it. Nobody else really went after this kid. I don't understand how Florida State let him out their backyard, but they did exactly that. And then Jaquise Fine, a wide receiver from Alvarado, Colorado, speedster, 5'11", 184. And the problem is, we locked this state down if we had a pipeline in our own damn state. We don't have a pipeline in our state, so we got to battle it out with Notre Dame and Ohio State in the mix right now. What's wrong, Mom? What's wrong, babe? I told, yeah, but I'm going to take you to go get something, though. I told you that. All right. He's a speedster, too, man. This guy can move right now. Can Colorado work this thing out? They're in a big-time battle. Notre Dame and Colorado really rocking right now. And it comes down to who slap a visit or who wait for a guy to slap a visit and then who slap the visit first or next behind it. You know the games that get played. We got to play it the right way. If you don't, you lose the players. That's
97 speed.
And you're looking at a guy that can be a real dog right now, right? So you're looking at Notre Dame and Colorado for this battle. Can Colorado keep them in state? Although, again, it's hard, bro, when you're in the state of Colorado and your pipeline is only a 2-tier pipeline. But we're gonna fight it out, and it's gonna be hard to fight it out when you got you just had a really good class 2 years in a row at receiver. So we'll see how this goes. This is a battle that we definitely want, and we definitely in it. So we'll see how this shit plays itself out. That's your 5-star flex. They're the guys that are on the building that's looking to go to teams, and everybody's in the mix. It's going to be a hell of a class this year, and I think there's a lot of diversity. Although you see names like Alabama, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Arizona State, Notre Dame, USC, you see a lot of those guys repeating on a lot of these 5-stars, but I do think the spread is there. Oh, look at my little nephew. He's going to be a fucking star running back. I'm going to have him right. This shit. Nephew. All right, that's the 5-star flex. Let's get up out of there, man. Yeah, we can go all the way back to week 1, right, and just go through games and talk about how well. I'll give Max the credit of scheduling this year and how the game's been all year long, right? You look at nationally games, right? You start off the season with Alabama, Georgia. Georgia Tech goes into Alabama and wins 63-42. I'm not showing stats. I just want to talk about how amazing this season is, and right, and like people thought the walls fell off right away. Like, what the fuck is going on with Alabama, man? They lose by 21 to fucking Georgia Tech. What's going on here? And then Alabama come right back and get a signature win their damn selves, right? But week 1 played out really well, right? You had some big time games in week 1. Let's do it this way. I'll go SEC. All right. Arkansas, Auburn. Auburn start their season all right with a 24-21 win over Arkansas. You got LSU at Florida State, and LSU going there and win by 10. Right? They were ranked number 1. They held their rankings right now. Then you had Notre Dame, Oklahoma. Oklahoma held it down in this game. Penn State, Texas. Texas wins their game. Florida goes into Clemson and lose by 3. And not only did they go in their game and lose by 3, they had to watch their receiver that they had last year that they made a superstar play in the game against them. North Carolina at South Carolina. You had Louisville and Texas A&M. Louisville was losing this game by double digits, came back and won it 42-38. USC and Tennessee, I mean, at this point, they was calling for Reggie Bushhead. Like, what the fuck is going on in USC for Tennessee to go in there and hang 94 on them? But I could tell you this, USC came out of this game and understood they just needed some talent, right? But they knew they had some talent because they had a D tackle in this game, number 96. Matt, correct me, what's his name? That dominated the line of scrimmage, but he just wasn't. He was so damn big, he wasn't fast enough to get to that quarterback. And I think that was the game right there, right? Like, and then it got out of hand late because Tennessee was up and USC was pressured, and they had to really make plays to try to get back in the game, and it just didn't go their way. And you get a game like this, you think Tennessee is on their shit, and they was, right? And then we'll talk about storylines, but they was, but right. But look what it is right now, right? Tennessee 16 in the country, and USC 13. USC's only loss of the season was to this game right here, and we know how week 1 can go. Week 1 could go any way, any shape, any form. UCLA.
That's XB different.
Yep.
Plus, my defense isn't the same defense I have now.
Yes, sir. At 31-28, UCLA over Georgia. Then we go into Big Ten play, and we start watching these Big Ten teams. Michigan do hands their job. We talked about Texas taking on Penn State, and then the Washington Arizona State game, 62-24 in the Brother Bowl. And Arizona State ushered out their new quarterback in Dayton, Raiola, and he got it done, man. He threw the ball all over the park in this ball game. Ohio State took care of SMU, 55-28. Oregon and Colorado played a 10-point game. They was rocking in this ball game. Oregon showed their presence in this game. They're ranked number 23 right now, or 22 in the nation right now. They gave Colorado a run for their money week 1. And then Notre Dame made Miami quit by the third quarter, 41-14. Nebraska, I'm sorry. Coach Hitter comes back and gets a big time signature win in week one. And we go into the Big 12 play, and you got to see Arizona State, Washington. Texas Tech beat TCU 60-58 in the Mud Bowl. And then ACC play kind of rounded it out already. North Carolina gets in the lead now. Louisville, Texas A&M, we've seen that. Then you get to week two, and you like the games are still big, right? Georgia and North Carolina. Georgia had North Carolina 27-7. 24-7 before losing this ball game. North Carolina showed themselves. Their quarterback struggled throwing the ball, but he got better running the ball in the ball game before the game dropped, and he had to replay it. Miami, LSU, 49-24. LSU starting to roll right now. Now they starting to roll at the number one team in the nation, and they got a guy that was coming to life right now, right? We talk about Joe Wyatt, the wide receiver for LSU, as that guy, right? But let's not act like Andre Young, 6'5", 216, out here in LSU ain't getting it done. 9 catches, 224 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's rising as a star right now, so let's just pay attention to that. And then you look at Nebraska and Louisville. Nebraska goes into Louisville and loses 49-31. Georgia Tech and Florida play. Florida beats Georgia Tech 42-35, brings Georgia Tech right back down to earth a little bit. But if I'm Georgia Tech, I'm not worried about this loss, right? Not at all. We know we can score points with guys. Now we just gotta get it together on defense. And they lost some key players on defense to the transfer portal. And I think they got to fix that part before they can become who they want to really become. Florida State takes on Michigan. They beat them 24-16. Arkansas, SMU, 27-23. Arkansas takes a loss back-to-back. And then we start to question ourselves. What's going on with Arkansas? Season 1 in 2025, they were talking about they will be playing Oklahoma in the championship in the SEC, and everybody else was going to have to catch up. And 4 seasons later, they haven't been in the playoffs or a championship game yet. Is the walls falling in on Coach Carter over there in Arkansas? Will we see the first firing of a head coach? But a fire probably wouldn't be a bad thing for him because he'll get a new team and probably make that a better situation. And then week 2, right after this game, North Carolina fires their coach and hires another coach, and they've been on a run since they hired the new coach. Got them ranked 21 right now after losing 45-24 to Clemson. Then in the Big 12, you go look at what happened in week 2, Arizona State and Texas Tech. And Arizona State left no questions unanswered in this game. They showed Texas Tech that 3-point win in the championship game, or the regular season, whatever. They played back-to-back. No, they played in the championship game. That 3-point win wasn't shit because I beat the brakes off of you in the playoffs as well. Ohio State beat the brakes off you in the playoffs. But Arizona State told Texas Tech, this is not a fluke, my boy. This shit real over here. This is my conference, and I'm about to show you what the fuck going on. They put up 51-23 on those guys and left nothing unanswered. TCU and South Carolina. TCU gets a big one, 48-17 over South Carolina over the SEC. And then Colorado and their home v home versus Tennessee, they go into Vile Stadium and they're down 24-3 at halftime.
All Arkansas gotta do is take Bama's sloppy seconds in Bama, own Arkansas, own Mississippi, and Kansas.
They go into Nashville and they're down 21-3 at halftime, and then they're down 17 in the fourth quarter, and then Colorado comes screaming back in the ball game to win it 46-42. And coming out of that game, I thought I learned more about Boone than we learned about ourselves, right? What we learned in this game that we have one of the best backfields in the country, and we have a really good running back room. We also learned that our quarterback could make the throws that we need him to make at any moment. But defensively, we were scared to death after giving up 28 to Oregon and then 42 in this ball game. But we thought we learned more about Tennessee because what we saw the 2-man ball not being played, where you had, Faison Brandon throwing the ball to Joe Wyatt all game long. Although Joe Wyatt went off in this game, but their supporting cast is the reason why this game was a
Clemson here.
4-point game. And I thought Tennessee after this game, and their season is still in front of them. They don't have a loss in conference play yet. They're 3-2, and both the losses they took were to Big 12 teams. But the problem in this game was if you Colorado and you the Big 12, and you think Colorado just played the national title last year, right? So you think Colorado, but then you know Arizona State made a statement. When I get to the next week, they made a statement again, right? They made a statement against Texas Tech and letting them know this is my conference. Don't ever think it's not. Then Colorado and Tennessee got a common opponent, right? And Colorado goes to Tennessee and win by 4, and you got to give them credit for that road win. But when we get to the next week, you'll see the but, right? And I'm telling people, Tennessee, like we talking heavily, like in our press conference, we saying that team could be in the playoffs this year. That team should compete in the SEC this year. Now, don't get it twisted. Tennessee has everything in front of them right now, right? Again, it's still early, and they haven't lost a conference game yet. They still have everything in front of them. What we saw is that we could continue to see what they showed us. Then I think Tennessee could be one of the best teams in this league, right? I think they have to make up for it. The one thing that I think they lack is up front on their offensive line. And I don't really know how strong their D line is really. But against us, their deep offensive line blocked well. I don't even think we got a sack in this game. I think they did a good job blocking, and maybe it was more than a good job blocking. Maybe it was just he was just on his shit play calling, right? Like he got the ball out fast. He didn't sit there and wait for the bomb all game long. He actually played football, and it was complimentary football. And I think that's the reason why this game was what it was. But it gave us a sense that is Tennessee here? Then you go into the Big Ten and you start getting big game after big game after big game after big game after big game, right? And Ohio State goes into Oklahoma and take them to overtime, and with a dot from Tevin St. Clair, bro, in overtime, right? A route that wasn't open, but he was patient and bought himself time. His pocket awareness was great on that play. And then he threw the out for the toe tap swag, and then get the pick 6 to close this game out and beats the defending national champions, 2-time national champions, Oklahoma Sooners in their building. 49-42. Great win by Ohio State. And then you think this, Ohio State beat the brakes off of SMU week 1. Then they go get themselves the national champions and beat them. Is it Ohio State's year? You start to see things, right? Then Auburn goes into UCLA, and UCLA shows Auburn, I done lost to you a couple seasons straight, not this time. 35-26, UCLA is UCLA right now. Then Texas A&M at Penn State, they beat the brakes off of them. Nebraska and Louisville, 49-31. I think I showed that already. Alabama, Washington. Then Alabama goes and takes Washington, 49-37. They get themselves back on track. Florida State, Michigan, we showed that game already. Let's get to the SEC. I think I did show a lot of these games, but I still want to, I did show a lot of these games. We're going to go. But, I came back to this on purpose. This is where I wanted to go back. It was the Alabama game, right? Because they lose week 1, then they get the week 2 win, right? And they got to get their season back on track right now, but the schedule doesn't get easy for them at all. And then we get to week 3. And I don't think not one person would have picked Alabama to win this game at the Horseshoe. But they didn't just win it, they won it convincingly, and they showed that they were a bully football team in this game, right? I think Ohio State had to learn some things about themselves after this game, right? Because they got almost 50 carries in this game and a hell of a run game by Alabama. They lined it up and they played bully ball. And I think Alabama learned some things about himself as well in this game. And we asking the question in our early shows is, what's their identity, right? And I think Alabama knows they can line up and run the ball on anybody, right? They think they might got the best offensive line in the country. Homegrown, too. A lot of that offensive line is guys they brought in. And not just that, they also spread you out and do some things in the run game as well with the quarterback and as throwing the football, right? They went from trying to bomb you all game long to taking their check downs, right? Hookups and, a lot of sit routes to be able to bail them out when things ain't there. and they did a good job. But then Ohio State coach said it: we just gonna put our heads down and keep the main thing, and we're gonna turn it around. They just come off a big time win, and maybe that's probably why they lost like this, right? They came off a big time win over Oklahoma, and then you gotta go right into the Alabama game, right? Alabama lost, so they hungry as fuck. Ohio State on a high right now, and then you ask yourself, but then you see the 42-21 win right there, and then you see how it was done, and you ask yourself, will that come back to haunt Ohio State later on in the season or in the playoffs? If somebody got the old line and the bully ball mentality, can they get back to stopping that and make you have to tie one hand behind your back? Auburn takes on TCU, takes that out. Then you get the LSU Clemson game, and I don't think nobody thought that they would go in there and win by 21. But they're home, they're comfortable, and now LSU is looking like the best team in the country at this point. And remember when I say stars is rising? You start to see stars rising, right? Like you ask yourself who rising right here, and then you go to the receiver room and you see 6 catches, 96 yards. He toned it down a little bit. Justin Willard comes to life, 4 catches, 112. But you start to pay attention to Andre Young and say, is he a star? Oklahoma dog walks SMU 56-6. They took that loss to Ohio State personal and came out and did their thing. Notre Dame dog walks Arkansas. Louisville takes Georgia out 30-27. Texas A&M and Florida State. Texas A&M gets Florida State 29-10. And then UCLA loses the barn burner to Tennessee. And this is when I start to say Tennessee playing football 52-45 in this ball game. And then Florida goes into Arizona State and loses that 35-28. And you realize Florida is right there. They lost some talent to the portal. They are right there, right? And we start to see, are they going to turn it around at some point? It's coming. It's on its way. It's on its way. Big Ten football. There wasn't really no user games in this conference at all. And then we talked about the Florida Arizona State game. Colorado was on a bye. And then there ACC, you got all games talked about. Let's go to week 4. 25 ranked Pitt versus 20 ranked Georgia Tech. 49-14 that computer game. Louisville wins their computer game. And then North Carolina takes on Arkansas. At this point, Corey not playing now, so Falk wins that ball game. And you get mostly computer games in this week. Big 12. Then it comes down to what games is what right now. And you got Arizona State versus Tennessee. And a lot of guys had this pick 'em. Max made this the pick 'em game and was brave enough to pick Boom. Not me. But I didn't expect that to happen. And I think Arizona made a statement in this game. Once again, telling everybody, y'all better stop fucking playing with me. I am who I am right now. We're about to be the first team to 50 wins for a reason. Dog walked the shit out of Tennessee in this ball game, right? And this had the Tennessee media and fan base starting to ask questions. Is it the coach? Is this shit getting out of hand? Like what? They're a seesaw team. Like why the fuck y'all keep teasing us? One week y'all in dog fights and pulling some wins out, and then y'all go to Arizona State and get dog walked. But I think Arizona State making a statement right now this season, and I think they're showing who they are. And to be honest with you, I think they're answering questions because they're not just doing it with the top receivers they got. They're running the football. They got a guy really in the Heisman conversation right now as a running back. They getting back to that now, right? And I think that's the sign of a good program where you could do things, right? They know we don't want our guys out of here and going to the draft yet. Let me get this running game going because I know I'm going to need it, right? This is what a coach does. They go and play Clemson in the playoffs, and they lose because Clemson ran a football on them. Arizona State been throwing the ball all around the park since season 1. And I think they know to win a national title, they had to get back to the run game. And I think they're doing that right now this season. And I think that's what makes them scary. That's what makes them the Big 12 favorite. That's what makes them a team that can be in a championship at the end of this year. Then you get the rival game, but this became a computer game, not a user. Hitter was busy, couldn't play the game, so we're not even going to talk about it. But then you get LSU, and this is what champions are made of, in my opinion, right? You got to have that game where you're like, woof. And TCU, I think TCU took them to the wire, 26-21, right? Is this I fell asleep on this guy? I wasn't expecting him to be anything at all. I wasn't even worrying about this game. We was scouting for the next game. Wasn't really paying attention to this game, and you barely won it, right? But you did win it, right? And I think that builds character with LSU because we all doubted week 5, right? We thought Florida will beat LSU in week 5 because of this game right here. Like, all right, I think y'all walking on thin water right now. Like y'all about to fall in the lake. Simple as that. And they built themselves up to come back out and say, nah, we are the number 1 team in the nation for a reason. The late game, right? You playing on the West Coast, so we had to stay up to 12 o'clock to watch this game. 23 ranked UCLA taking on Washington, and they get them 49-42 in a one-score ball game. And UCLA is right back in the mix right now, right? They got to go to Ohio State and play a big-time game there. Michigan take care of business. Alabama gets the computer against Oregon, 65-38. Texas and USC gets the fair sim. And again, Colorado got the computer against Nebraska. Ohio State played computer. You get the week 4. I already talked about the SEC, right? Yep, we already talked about this. So let's go to week 5, SEC play right now. And this is where we at right now. Week 5. This is the last full week played. Tennessee over Georgia, forced win. But there's the game, right? 45-42. LSU goes into the swamp and their rival game and pull the dub out right now. And that's big right now because they holding on to that number 1 spot right now. And if you think about it, they're 2-0 in conference play. They're 6-0 in the season right now, and they've been battle tested all year. Now, Georgia Tech goes into Texas A&M, the 12th man. It's hard to play in that stadium. They lose 56-41. Texas A&M pull it out. And Texas A&M does that. They'll win a big game, lose a couple. Win a big game, lose a couple. Right? They're 3-1 on the year right now, ranked 15. Is this a turnaround season for Texas A&M? And then the game. Right? And I ain't talking about nothing. You can't talk about nothing else after this. Here's the game. Here's the motherfucking game. So you just stop and you just go here box score. Alabama is up 21-0 in the first quarter. Oklahoma come back and win the second quarter 20-16, and the third quarter 8-0, and the fourth quarter 13-3. So when I see the box score without watching that game or knowing what's going on, did Alabama play not to lose once they went up going into the third quarter? Did they play not to lose? What happened? Because that second quarter hurt them, but they also returned 16 points in that game, right? 16 points in that quarter. So what happened? What's wrong, Mom? Didn't I tell you I was gonna take you to the store? We're gonna go to the store together, okay? I'm almost done, okay? I'm finishing up right now. It came down to the last play, and we had a quarterback that grew up in this game. Bo Bentley grew up in this game, for sure, to throw that game-winning touchdown like that. And they never folded, right? They fought back, and they patiently fought back. And that fourth quarter came down to Alabama dropping a hook up. The great read. Like, you can't blame Alabama. It was a great throw. Now, me personally, I'm running the football there. I know you got to get the first down to clean the clock up. To get this clock, to get the game over with. But if you run the ball there, I don't even think Oklahoma has a shot to even take that shot. I think they got to take that shot from farther out with the time on the clock, right? So Alabama didn't. They stopped the clock themselves, and then they had to punt the football, right? And I think they was stuck in to make a decision there, right? You got to be stuck to make a decision there. Am I getting that right, Max? Ain't that what you said? After he dropped the hook up, he had to make a decision there, and he ended up punting it. But I think that you left too much time on the clock there. And it really did you? Because, he had 3 timeouts left. I think I'm running the ball on third down there though, so I can make them burn a timeout at least, right? Or something. But I don't know. What I do know is I think Alabama gonna be confident after this game though, right? Like I don't think Alabama walked out of this game like we lost it. Fuck, Oklahoma better than us. I think he lost the game. I think he gave his game away, and that if anything, if he just finished and do what he was doing in the first quarter and that second and third quarter, that they were actually in the rest of the game. I mean, if he did what he did in the first and second quarter, in the second half, you can't score 3 points in the second half. That's the problem, right? That was the problem. I think if they could have put some points on the board in the third and fourth quarter, or one touchdown in the third and fourth quarter, they win this ball game. They use their backfield, but the story of the day in this game is going to be right here: 213.5 QBR, 317 yards, three touchdowns, one interception. He was 21 for 26, 80% on the day, 15 yards of play. Emmanuel Choice, two touchdowns, the game winner. Blaylock did not just do good as a receiver, he also had a day in the backfield. 7 carries, 98 yards, two touchdowns, and he also had three catches for 60 yards and a touchdown. That man stepped up, three touchdowns. They found themselves a player in Blaylock. And I think that goes far. But when you think about this Oklahoma Alabama matchup, is it going to happen again? Will that be the matchup of the SEC? Not SEC championship, or is LSU going to have something to say about that? That's the question I pose to everybody. We'll find out. We're coming back on for another show tonight. I'll have a co-host with me, and we'll kick it with y'all then. With that being said, I'm gone.